Go. It don't go right there. Go in the fucking driveway where my car is. It don't go right there. Because at the end of the day, when you get through, that's still part of the property. All y'all like, that's the shit I'm talking about. Y'all want me to go to jail. That's the thing when I can't get in touch with nobody. But I swear to God, this right here, don't get up.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at something that's hitting way too close to home for millions of Americans. The quiet wave of Section 8 and low-income housing tenants being pushed out of their homes. For years, these programs were supposed to be a safety net, a lifeline for families, seniors, and single parents just trying to stay afloat. We're talking about people who did everything right, paid their share, followed the rules, kept their homes, and still ended up with an eviction notice on the door. Stick around because this isn't just about rent, it's about survival. About what happens when the system that promised to protect the most vulnerable starts turning its back. If stories like this hit home for you, make sure you're subscribed, and let's get into it.
I am on my way to deposit what is very likely my last Section 8 check, because with the government shut down, the public housing authorities have said, look, I don't got it. So what do you do if your tenants can't pay? And there is a good chance they can't, because look at how many people receive housing vouchers in every state in America. It's a lot. All right, let me pull into this bank before I stop and answer your question. In my last video about this topic, I gave you my whole process to figure out what to do in this particular moment in time. Section 8, SNAP, and the shutdown. I want to focus specifically today on rent relief. If your tenants cannot pay their rent, or you are a tenant who cannot pay your rent, I want you to Google your state and rent relief and see what pops up. And look at what I immediately get. Information for the state, information for national relief, information for mortgage relief. Look, I'm finding stuff I wasn't even looking for. And it already gave me national programs and state-specific programs. Now I get county-specific programs that only work for those particular counties. Now I get area-specific programs that work for a number of different counties. Got a little action happening behind me a little bit. I'm going to save those numbers, and then I'm going to call them and ask, hey, my tenant cannot pay for XYZ reason. Does that mean they still qualify? If yes, what is the application process? If no, I cross it off and keep going down my list. And then what's going to happen in their online payment portal, their rent ready portal, as they pay or as these programs pay out, I'm able to deduct from that month. So every partial payment that comes in from every program can be accounted for and tracked, which will also be important for me when I'm filing at the end of the year. And this is a super side note, but I and my bookkeeper need to remember who we're receiving all of this money from, because we will be getting 1099s from these people, and we need to make sure everything is organized when we go to file our taxes in 2026. And if you think RentReady could help you with your organization, please don't hesitate to use my code to get 50% off your subscription for the year. And hopefully this helps you mitigate as much damage as possible for your tenants during this shutdown. Let me know if you have any questions.
When a landlord is calling this their last Section 8 check, that's not just paperwork, that's panic. You can feel it. Because when those housing vouchers stop, it's not just tenants who hurt, it's landlords, families, and entire neighborhoods that get pulled under. Nobody wins when the government can't even keep its promises to the people who play by the rules. And honestly, she's doing what everyone should be doing right now. Being proactive, looking up rent relief, finding local programs. But let's be real, most folks don't have the time, energy, or knowledge to chase all that down. What do you think? Should landlords get reimbursed first, or should the tenants be protected no matter what? Drop your thoughts below. This conversation matters.
Saying is the government is trying to clean up the fraud, okay? Our system has been plagued with a lot of people who's on this government assistant, and they're doing fraudulent acts, okay? Because the amount of people that I know personally that's on Section 8 that have 2 dwellings, that live in Los Angeles and also have a place in Atlanta or New York, okay, even Texas. The amount of people that I know who get government assistance, food stamps, and they sell food stamps, the amount of people, and I know if I know them, you know them, somebody else know them. So my thing is this: I can understand the plan. I can understand them stopping things, but to also restart it and doing it the right way, because the system need to be overhauled. That's what the people are not understanding. It's not about people who's talking down, because rightfully so, yes, the elderly need to continue to have it. The disabled need to continue to get it. Children also need to get it. But my thing is this: what people also need to know, that you're supposed to do something. At some point in time, you have to adjust the system correctly. That's not to starve people, okay? Because the service is only supposed to be temporary from the get-go. But if you can just imagine the people who's getting food stamps and who's on Section 8 and that really don't need to be on it, I mean, just imagine the amount of people, okay? And imagine the amount of people who's driving Mercedes-Benz that have money in their pocket and live on the system. I see them. I know them, okay? I know people who have jobs that's working and in different places and good jobs in one state, and also live in another government that have government system. I know that. Okay? I know other people that know them too. That's all I'm saying. This is not to downgrade or talk against, but the government have to do an overhaul in order to correct things. And that's what they're doing. All right? Y'all be blessed.
There is fraud in the system. Everyone's seen someone gaming it, selling food stamps, collecting Section 8 while living somewhere else, driving luxury cars while claiming poverty. That stuff does happen. But here's the real problem. The government's solution never seems to target the scammers. It ends up punishing everyone else. The single mom who really needs help, the retired couple who worked 40 years, the veteran on disability. They're the ones who get caught in the mess when the cleanup starts. The system absolutely needs an overhaul, but not one that cuts off the people who are already hanging by a thread. Cleaning up fraud shouldn't mean starving families. What do you think? Can the government fix the abuse without hurting those who actually need it? Or is that just wishful thinking at this point?
In 30 to 90 days, some of you will be shaken to the core and snap back into reality. What am I talking about? I'm talking about you are about to be paying rent like everybody else. If you are a lifelong recipient of Section 8, you will be shaken to the core. What is happening? The Trump administration is cracking down on every single one of you who are lifelong recipient of this program. There are new directives now that not only sends guidelines on how recipients are receiving Section 8, they are telling you, you're about to start put pen on paper and send those application in, because in 30 to 90 days, you are going to have no more Section 8 and pay your rent like everybody else. So there's also new directives that the Public Housing Authority to provide within 30 days full accounting of their tenants, including proof of citizenship. Yes, that means no illegal aliens on Section 8. And let me tell you, that is the best news. I am all for people who are needing help, but these
Section 8, SNAP, and the shutdown. I've been talking to you about preparing. Hopefully you've been taking me seriously. Federal government has been shut down since October 1st. And I got a few notices this week. One from the state and a bunch from the different counties I rent properties in. State essentially said, we don't got SNAP money. They telling us across the country, if you got benefits coming November 1st, no you don't. Now our governor in Virginia said, I'm going to declare a state of emergency. Now he going to handle it. Haven't seen that plan yet, but that's something. Also got notices from a few counties saying essentially, we might have November, but we definitely don't got nothing after that. So do you remember what the plan was? Remember all those steps I wanted you to be doing because our tenants will be affected by the shutdown? Why are you complaining Section 8 has the money for November? You don't think those tenants also get SNAP? You don't think if they have to choose between food and rent, they're going to choose? Don't piss me off. If you didn't see the previous videos, let me get you caught up. Step 1, call your tenants. Now, if they are receiving a housing voucher, call your tenants now. Hey, this is Deandra with Deandra Management. I know times are crazy and everything is touch and go. I just don't want us to be surprised when things start to go left. So tell me, please, how are you looking for November? What can I do to help? Here's the rent relief forms I usually keep on deck. Let's start applying early so we can get ahead of this if that's the way it's going. And why do I feel qualified to give you this information? Half my residential tenants are Section 8. And I ain't missed a payment yet. Because I'm doing my best to stay prepared and stay active. Put your head in the sand if you want to. SNAP, Section 8, and the shutdown.
This is what reality sounds like when the safety net starts to rip. You can feel the tension in her voice because she's not just talking theory, she's living it. Rent checks, housing vouchers, SNAP benefits, everything's hanging by a thread, and landlords are trying to figure out what happens when that thread snaps. What she's describing isn't panic, it's preparation. The government's been shut down since October 1st, and already we're seeing states warn no SNAP money. Maybe November, but after that, nothing. And that means millions of families are about to face a brutal choice: food or rent. This is the kind of moment that exposes how fragile the system really is. People think Section 8 and SNAP are someone else's problem until the grocery store shelves and rent payments stop aligning.
All right, you guys, so this will be a cleaning for dirty mobs. So as we come inside here, we have water dripped everywhere, and with this, we're going to include our junk removal as well. So that way we can get this place cleaned out effectively. A lot of property managers, when tenants move out, they tend to trash the place, and it ends up looking like this, unfortunately. Let's go and check out the backyard. This place stinks. Black mold over there, so you're gonna need some remediation for this place to be habitable for the next tenant. Missing air vents, air filters. So if you guys are interested in a junk removal, please let us know. And a cleaning to pair up with that, please let us know, so that way we can help you out.
Everyone talks about affordable housing, but they never show what's left behind when the system breaks down. The water damage, black mold, missing vents, trash piled everywhere. This is what property managers are dealing with across the country right now. And here's the ugly truth. These kinds of cleanups are happening more often because so many people can't keep up with rent. The landlords can't afford repairs, the tenants can't afford to stay, and properties just rot in between. It's not just a dirty unit. It's a symptom of a housing crisis. Every time one of these homes gets abandoned or condemned, that's one less roof for a working family. So here's the question. When a place like this costs thousands just to make livable again, who's supposed to pay for that? And that's where we'll leave it for today. What you just saw isn't just about one apartment. It's a snapshot of what's happening all over the country. Homes are breaking down, people are burning out, and somehow everyone's being told to figure it out. But maybe it's time we start asking harder questions, not just about who broke the system, but who's going to fix it. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.